Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
And I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today is FabriChat.
Good morning.
Hello.
So we just finished one of our September retreats.
Yes.
I don't know why we decided to do,
Back to
guess
back.
I do, back to back, which we don't usually do this. Usually it takes us a week to prepare and a week to clean up and recover, but we traded dates because the retreat that we're doing this week now is the fabric or the fall fun one. And it's the one where we unveil all of our new gift patterns and gift ideas. And normally we do it a little bit closer to Christmas and we call it the deadline retreat. But I don't know, there was COVID trading. Something happened and we moved it. And now I'm realizing why we
Don't do back to back.
That back to back to back. But I have to say I'm not as tired as when I got back from the cruise. But I know that when I got back from the cruise, it was because of all of that bad eating.
Right.
All of that sugar.
Yeah.
It took me forever. And this time it was fortunate because we had a diabetic, we had a gluten-free, we had a vegetarian, we had a vegan. So we ate pretty darn healthy, really. Yeah. And so we didn't have any cream. We didn't have one single thing with cream sauce on it.
We didn't.
I don't think Cindy Keel liked that. She likes comfort food, but yeah, we didn't.
They're not used to
and not all
just
of that
the
cheese.
basic. Yeah.
No.
We're used to pretty indulgent, rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we probably should maybe eat better. I don't know. We'll see. This one coming up, kind of the same dietary restrictions, so it'll be good. So we're excited. We'll have, so you won't see me at box opening tonight. I think Tracy is going to stand in my place because I have, the Rang term is shit-a-do.
Yes.
Things to do to get ready because people are arriving today.
And there's quite the trunk show that is involved with this retreat.
Yeah, we're gonna try to set up and do some extra videos for you guys while we have everything kind of halfway neat and tidy before everybody gets here. But because we have, for our retreats, out of towners, we suggest that they arrive the night before so they can get settled in, you know, sleep and get into our time zone. We've got people coming from
all over again.
Denver, Pennsylvania, more California girls. Oh, Jennifer Ledbetter. Did I tell you about talking to her? I can't wait to meet you, Jennifer. So she's probably not watching. She's traveling. But here's the thing. So Allie, our good friend from Manhattan Beach, Allie, this will be Allie's third retreat with us. And Allie is just the cutest thing. She is this petite little California girl that always wears a dress, always wears pumps,
looks so put together,
always looks so stinking cute. You know, we're like dragging ourselves out of bed. And then there's Allie, just adorable, and she's got her lip gloss on and just cute as can be. And no matter what the temperature, she looks good. So when we were cooking, she still looked great. When we're freezing, she still looks great. Well, anyway, so Jennifer, we were talking on the phone, also from Southern California. And she says, I just don't understand the weather. So I have some questions about the weather and what I should wear. She says, because we've never experienced a, what do you call it? A frost.
Oh.
And I said, oh, well, let me tell you. And I said, during the day, it's going to be nice and warm and sunny, and it'll be 75 to 80 degrees. But at night, it will be chilly. It'll be down to 46, 47. So you'll be cold walking to your bungalow. So you're going to want to have socks. And she says, socks.
Like not flip-flops.
Socks. And that's what I said. Not flip-flops.
Slippers.
Flip-flops. And I said, well, yeah, do you wear flip-flops? No.
Oh.
I wear pumps. I wear...
Oh, I love it!
I do too.
Oh.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh. I know. And I said, well, your feet are going to get cold. And I tell everybody,
wear your pretty slippers.
Your feet are your thermostat. So if your feet are cold, you'll be cold. If your feet are hot, you'll be hot. And I said, so if you don't want to wear, so I'm thinking, she's not going to rock any socks.
No.
You know. And I said, so what about slippers?
She's going to have like a super cute pair of slippers.
Oh, I'm sure she does. She's going to be adorable. She's going to be another Allie.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait to meet you.
Yeah.
I feel like I already know.
I've emailed her
Our Southern California people. And she eats super healthy too.
Yeah, which is good.
She was another one worried about, you know, us and our cream sauces, which you should be. But we're going to be good.
Yeah.
We feel like we tested the waters with all of that. So anyway, Jennifer, you may not experience a frost, but it's going to be cold.
It's going to be a little chilly. Yeah. Than what you're used to, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What else? All right. So, and what else is happening this week? Because the other thing we're going to do, did we already mention this? We're going to do a couple videos, and we're going to do a little tour of one of the bungalows out there to do a trunk show, because we've been working through the shop doing the little trunk show ones. But we had a specific, I knew I put my glasses on for a reason. We had a specific question from Rhonda Ellington. Dear girls, love you guys. I love it when everybody starts that.
Right.
Love you back, Rhonda. I'm new to learning to piece and quilt, but I've been sewing for years. I see all the wonderful fabric and can't imagine having time to do all the things you do. I need help on ideas for panels, the whole piece of pattern fabric flannels. Thank you. From Boaz, Kentucky. Boaz, that sounds like she should be from
Arizona.
Right.
Yeah.
I said that's a great idea for a video. We have tons of ideas. I mean, I feel like I say that all the time, that when fabric does all the work for you, you really do not need to cut it up. And so we have one spot out there where we have a, I think it's unit 3 or unit 2, where we have a armoire full of quilts. And so we're going to go out there this afternoon, and we're going to do a quick little video, and that will post on Sunday. So it'll be trunk show number 3.
And what to do with
and what to do, with large prints. So Rhonda, let's see, I have all kinds of little questions. Oh, and people loved seeing our retreaters do the box opening. Yeah.
Good.
They were adorable. They were fun. It
Yeah,
was
they
fun
were.
how nervous they were.
I know. Talking to a camera.
I'm gonna do it. It's like, it'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be really good. And then, did I tell you what? So the gal, let's see, she was one of the last ones. Cheryl Clark. She brought her husband with her, and it was so funny when I met him. It's funny that it makes you feel a little bit funny that everybody knows who you are before you introduce yourself. You know. And he goes, "Oh, you guys." You're the ones who send me to the back bedroom television all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. Hello, Claude.
Yeah.
We know he's not watching. We know Cheryl is. Okay, let's see. This was another question. What was her question? Oh, she wanted to know... I only have my response up here. Hi, Kathy. Kathy wanted to know, I printed this off for Brittany. Kathy Chapman, she got her rotary cutter, her Quilter Select rotary cutter, and she says she watches all of our videos and she sees us clicking it, but she is confused kind of about how it worked. Should we demonstrate that, or is that included in our rotary cutting video? It is not. I should grab one just really fast. Okay, we went and found one. So we'll show you. So this is what she was asking about, are the Quilter Select rotary cutters. We like these. It's what we use in the shop. The reason that we like them is because they're heavy. So much like a heavy iron that does all the work for you, a heavy rotary cutter is just easier to use. And a couple of us in the shop have thumb arthritis, and so we find that our hand is not as sore at the end of the day. The other reason that it's nice, since it's all metal, is that we don't wear out the rotary cutter and break the rotary cutter with that metal bolt that's in there. Is that right? Is that what I'm calling it? And so the way that it works is back here, when you pull this down, then that's what allows you to release this. And this thing is magnetic. So when it is time to change a blade, you can just tap that into your little blade saver or whatever, and then pick up your new one because it's magnetic. And then when you put it in there, again, to lock it, you just lock it. You don't have 3 pieces on the front and 3 pieces on the back, and that weird little thing that we lost and we couldn't find it, or the cat ran off with it or whatever. So super easy to change a blade. And then to cut with it, you see us push this button and tap it. What happens is when you push this button, it releases this little guy. It makes him easy to move. And so what happens, I'm going to come down here, even though I'm not left-handed, is that when you tap this and you hit it, you can see it releases this guard. And so all we do is we just open it up so that we can cut with it. And if you are cutting through multiple layers and you need more of the blade showing, then
your fabric will essentially make this go up higher.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Yeah. So you can have, you know, that much of your blade showing. I mean, it's only a 45 millimeter. And so that's the difference too between a 45 millimeter and a 60 is that depth that you can cut. So 45 millimeter, you can probably cut through 2, maybe 3 layers. It depends on the fabric. 60 millimeter, you can cut through a whole bunch. Mm-hmm. So that's really the difference between the deluxe and the regular one. And then to close it, because now to close it, you can see it's locked open. And so to close it, you just hit that button again, which is going to release that little thing. And then you can just slide it down and you'll hear it and it'll click into place. And so that's how it's locked. And then it's locked again and it's not going to release until I hit that button.
Mm-hmm. And we use our thumb for that button.
Yeah.
It's open and then click it on the other side to close it.
Cut
and close it.
Cut and close it.
Which makes it also a true right or left hand rotary cutter.
Cut, close it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
pretty slick.
So there you go. All right. Ta-da. That was for Kathy. We're just killing it here.
Look at that.
2 more.
Well, that's a 2-pager.
Oh, this is a 2-pager. Oh, it's because I printed off my response to her too. I'm yucky. But I said to her that this was maybe not a video, but I thought we should talk about it kind of as a group because it's just way too much information to type back. Sure. So what her question was, and this is Jane Gordon from, does she say where she
Ontario.
Oh, she's from Canada. Oh, mm-hmm. Canada. I miss our Canada people.
I know. I'm so ready for you guys to come hang out.
I know. Anyway, we're happy to talk to you this way. Her mom left some fabric to her. Her mom had started quilting before she passed, but also had clothing, drape fabric, that kind of stuff. So she wants to know a couple things. One is, how do you identify that fabric is 100% cotton? And the other thing is, if it's not 100% cotton, is it safe to use? Well, it's a 2-part question, and here's the deal. People talk about the burning test and all that stuff. You really have to be careful. It does not work.
Not like money. You know, money is just, it's either this or it's this. Fabric, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do the burning test. We tested it a couple times. It does not work. And you can't really tell by feeling it anyway, either, because some cotton fabric has so much of a nice soft finish on it that you would swear you're feeling the silkiness of polyester or rayon, and you are not. And so you cannot tell by feel. You cannot tell by burning it. And washing it, maybe. I mean, I remember back when I first started quilting and sewing my clothes. I sewed my clothes because my grandma lived with us. I started sewing in the 70s, and that was why we pre-washed everything. We washed the bejesus out of everything because we didn't know. Did it have some polyester in it? Was it something else? Was it going to really launder properly? And by the time you washed it, you would know, yes, I want to use this. No, I don't want to use this, and that would help you. And so we put everything in quilts back then. Now we don't pre-wash because we like the finish on the quilt. We like the fact that it has a stain guard, it has a sun protectant, it has a little bit of starch in it, it has that nice soft finish on it. So we don't pre-wash fabrics anymore because we know that 100% quilting cotton fabric will all wash and wear the same. So for you, I would pre-wash it, see how it washes, see what happens, decide how you want to use it. And I think the most important thing probably is whether or not it needs stabilizer. If there's different weights, I put linen and flannel and all of that stuff with my cotton I mix everything. Some people, don't mix batiks and cotton, which I don't know why. Batik is cotton. It just has that funny 3-part finish thing to it. So it'll wash up, and eventually all of that weird slick feeling will go away. But anyway, I mix all of it, and you mix all of it.
I do too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's okay to put different weights all together. It's all right. What you really want to worry about is the stability. So if something is a knit, has a little bit of a jersey in it, a little bit of polyester in it, you want to make sure that that's been stabilized. So that's really what your issue would be, is stabilizing it. And I brought one of my favorite things.
Mm-hmm. And the stabilizer we tend to use is the 911 FF, the fusible featherweight interfacing. Mm-hmm. We carry it all the time. We put it on the back of t-shirts when we're doing t-shirt quilts. Mm-hmm. It's just easy. It irons on everything. And yeah, that's all I would do.
Yeah, because we put t-shirts in quilts.
Mm-hmm. Just stabilize it, and then it's going to act just like your other cotton fabric.
A t-shirt's going to wash for forever.
Or if you decide, no, I made my memorabilia quilts with the fabric I wanted to for Mom, and you've been washing things, and you just decide, I'm just kind of over this piece of fabric because it is a little, phrased really well. It is a little extra stretchy. There are tons of places you can probably donate your fabric to. You can either go to your local quilt shop and ask if they have like a donation box. There's usually, we have churches, Linus, a lot of people who will take anything to be able to interface anything to make charity quilts. So there are places you can donate fabric to, so you don't have to just throw it away.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind if you've just kind of weeded through things like, I really don't want to use this. There's definitely things. Design schools take donations on fabric because there are some kids who can't afford to go buy their own fabric for a class project, but they always have a donation bin that if there's a big enough piece of yardage, you can make your, class assignment with. Yeah. So keep that in mind too.
And keep in mind, lots and lots of people make memory quilts.
Yes.
And you'd started to say it, but the clothes that person wore, and so same thing. They just stabilize them. Yep. Whose was it that we just saw recently? Somebody brought one up, and it was maybe it was on a Saturday, and you weren't here. I'm not sure, but it had. Coveralls. It had like parts of it where you knew exactly what it was, and pockets and different things. Absolutely adorable. And so you can mix all of that stuff. It's okay. A lot of it too, and is who you're giving it to and how they're going to take care of it.
Right.
If they're going to be washing it all the time, or just draping it on the couch so they can look at it, or hanging it on the wall, or whatever. So that's really the big question, is how is it going to launder? Quilting fabric will launder multiple times. Clothing fabric will launder. You just have to make sure that it's going to make it through the quilting process and nothing's going to stretch out of place.
Right.
So this is kind of an example of that. This is from, and this is like super, super old. This was in my grandma's stuff, and she thought it was her aunt's. And so this is all stabilized, but back then they didn't have stabilizer like we have. And so this was a piece of muslin. You can see that this was stored in a cedar chest.
Yes.
That's what the stains are from, is wood. And so the other side of it is this crazy quilt, and it has the date on it. If you hold that side, it has the date on it from 1898. And you can see all of the little stitches and stuff that she did. But you can see there's one piece of fabric in here that did not make it. This velvet, all of these velvets here, they could be just, today's. They all made it fine. But this black piece is just fully disintegrating everywhere that it is and down here. It's whatever this was, it is in super bad shape. So this is kind of what you want to worry about, but keep in mind this quilt is 123, this block, 123 years old. So even the black fabric, not too shabby. So what you can do with stuff like that is, if you have enough of a piece, if there's something that, whose it is, or it means a lot to you, you could make some small, little something that's not going to be laundered. This can probably never be laundered again. In fact, when I got it, it smelled really bad, and anybody with old fabric, you know what I mean. And what you do to get the smell out of it is put it in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel that has been saturated with Febreze. Put that in the bag, seal that bag, and do not open that bag for 2 weeks. And it doesn't smell at all.
No.
You thought you knew what that smelled like. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It smells perfectly fresh. Doesn't smell like Febreze, doesn't smell like anything. So all of it is fine.
All that smell has been neutralized.
But whatever I do with this, it can really probably never be washed. And so if there's something that you make, and you stuff it and just something that you're going to hang up to think of that person, then, that's a better use for it.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so that was our Canadian friends that we miss, Jane Gordon. Lastly, I love it when you guys tell us what it is we should talk about.
Yes,
This makes it so much easy. I don't have to tell you stories about the cat, which I need to tell you about that. I didn't tell you about that yesterday when you brought that bed over. Did I tell you about Forrest? Oh, I haven't told a husband story for a while. Your poor father. So what happened was it's starting to get cold in the evening.
Yes.
And Forrest is our little cat that a lot of retreaters meet because he likes to go out and visit the ladies.
Yes.
He likes the ladies, and he's a he, even though he looks 9 months pregnant. Or wait, how old? 3 months. What is gestation for a cat?
Pregnant.
He looks that pregnant.
Anytime, gonna get babies.
And then he rolls over and like, oh, my tummy. My tummy.
There's nothing in there.
It's all digestive issues. Not babies. Anyway, he is Brian's cat. And it's funny because cats have never liked paw.
No. But Dad's also not that cuddly person. He's like, oh yeah, come here,
He's
let me
not
love
going to
on
sit
you.
on the couch and let an animal in his lap. It just
No.
isn't going to happen. But Forrest...
Unless you're Ruger. And then...
He loves Ruger.
Ruger gets to be on the couch, at the cabin. Oh yeah, come here. What? No.
Ruger has a... I told you, Ruger is the Elvis.
Is there something about
Everybody
that dog?
loves Ruger.
There's
Everybody
something about
loves
that
Ruger.
dog.
Well, Forrest gets up every night and lays on Dad. Well, Dad has decided that Forrest is cold because it's getting cold
Well, he
at night.
probably is.
And so I was out working. I don't know if I was in my sewing room or in my office, but I come out and Brian has gotten a quilt off of the quilt ladder for Forrest.
Oh.
And he's put on the couch and he's covered Forrest up with.
Aww.
Yeah, you think that. And then I said, why did you pick that quilt? And he goes, I knew you were going to say that. I knew whichever one I picked, it was going to be wrong. And why do you have all these quilt ladders with all these quilts if it's not one we can use?
Was that the one he had that had all the
Yes!
and stuff on it?
Yes!
I looked at him funny. He was in there after his massage, and I walked in there to get something for the retreat, and I was like, why do you have that one? He's like, I was
Because it was hanging? No!
Okay.
Not that
walked
one.
away.
And it was for the cat!
Oh, I didn't realize he was under it.
It's a quilt that has...
It's like a sampler quilt.
It was a sampler, and so it had all of these hand techniques on it. So there's 3D flowers, there's old tatted lace that my grandmother made.
It's definitely not a cuddly keep you warm.
No, it's not cuddly keep you warm anyway, because it's got all kinds of like bumpity stuff on it. And it's just one of those that's hanging where it is. And he grabbed it. It's like, let me get you something different. So anyway,
funny.
yeah, because he has to cover Forrest up.
Oh.
So anyway, so we bought Forrest. Well, so then I said, wait. Let's get the dog bed because we have this little electric fireplace thing. So I put Lizzie's bed over in front of the fireplace and kind of turned it on. Lizzie doesn't lay in her bed very much. The only time she's in it is if I'm in the sewing because that's where it sits. But otherwise, that's not where she prefers to lay. Until Forrest was going to lay in it. Oh, hell no.
It's mine.
Hello, kitty. Not gonna happen. So Lizzie's over there licking like the top of his head like, you better just go. You need to go.
Come on.
It's not your bed.
Shoot.
I don't know why it's in front of the fire, but no. So anyway, so we bought Forrest a little bed, and last night he was laying in it.
Did he like it?
He did,
Good.
in front of the fire.
The
blowing
bed
on
is like
him.
as big as he is.
Yeah, he's a fat cat.
He's
He
definitely
probably should have
cozy.
gotten a dog bed instead of a cat bed.
That's what I was thinking. He's probably pretty cozy, little cuddly little thing.
Yeah, he is, but anyway, I don't know why I digress.
Hilarious.
But, yeah. Yeah, so my husband, he just needs to talk to me about what quilt he needs for his cat.
You just need to have a thing. These are paw quilts.
I said that. There's that little one right there by the TV. You could have picked any one of those.
Well, that's true.
No.
He had to walk
He went
away.
down to the hall.
To grab the
The one by the
That's
front
right.
door.
He did.
Yeah.
He walked away for that
He
one.
walked by quite a few. He walked by the quilts in our bedroom.
Funny. Huh. Interesting.
I kind of feel like I was set up on that whole thing. Just wanted me to say something.
Right.
Need a little attention.
Yeah, there you go.
Negative, positive. I just need some wall time.
Yeah, there you go.
Because his response was far too quick. It was, I knew whatever one I picked. It's like, no.
You know.
Yeah. Tell them about your coyote.
Oh, okay. So
Saturday.
Saturday,
Since we're talking about animals.
Saturday, Robert gets back with the kids from moving some hay for some friends, and he puts the kids to bed and goes outside because he hears something, and he just doesn't understand. It sounds like whining, but we have Ruger who will jump our fence just to sit in the front yard, and so he said, well, maybe it's Ruger, but maybe he hurt himself. So he walks out there, and it's a puppy. It is a stray puppy. He looks like he's part coyote. His paws are like the size of a 50-cent piece, maybe. That might be a generous. He has the same coloring, the same back end. The only difference is his snout isn't long.
Same tail. He looked, the first
Part
picture that I
coyote.
saw, that is a coyote, not a puppy.
So I was like, oh, and Robert is a rescuer. All of the animals we have had and currently have are all rescues. So we've never purchased a puppy or gotten a puppy from Safeway. It's just something that we've found on the side of the
ditch
road.
bank.
Yeah, and
Followed me home.
Yeah, so it's like, oh man. So I told him first, don't put him in with our dogs. Don't show him the kids, only because we just don't know. Fleas, ticks, ringworm. I mean, all of these things.
Violence.
Yeah, you just don't know. And is he really lost or is he just out gallivanting? You know? So he's super sweet. We've kind of nicknamed him Sketch because he's afraid of us. Not mean, but just because he sits right at our front door. We took food and water out for him because he obviously hadn't been eating in a while.
Because he had eaten 2 bowls of food.
And a whole bowl of water, drank a whole bowl of water. So he obviously hadn't eaten in a while. And he's all scarred up. He's definitely gotten beat up and just not find a safe place. So apparently we're his safe place. And we keep feeding him. And we think if he's here through the weekend, I might call the vet and get him an appointment just to check him out. So that we can really either get him to someone. I don't really want to take him to I could take him to the Grant County Outreach that will actually get him adopted out. But I worry because he's so afraid of people that he's not going to get picked. Because he's not that dog that's like, oh, hi, love you.
Pick me.
Yeah, so I worry about that. And he's not hurting anything. He's not chasing cats. He's not digging holes. He's not, chasing the neighbor's chickens. He's doing nothing but sits at our front yard. And
Where
so
he can get food and safety and water.
So I'm okay with that. And he's nice to us. He'll come up. He'll smell us. He won't growl at us. He won't. And he doesn't growl at the kids. He just stays away. But we brought Ruger out one night. Let's go see him. Look how tiny he is. He loves Ruger though. He only really makes it up to Ruger's tummy. But he loves Uncle Roogs. Ruger not so much. Ruger quit. See? And he'll come up, but he won't let me really to say hi to him. Oh my gosh. Totally different animal. Wagging his tail, whining, all kissy, would let you pet him. If Ruger's sitting here, you can just love his, on his neck and rub down his body, and you can really pet him because Ruger is there. And it's just crazy. It is just, I love you, love you, love you. I haven't seen you in ages. I don't know. It is the weirdest thing. Ruger is my blue-red heeler mix. He's 8 years old, and everybody freaking loves that dog.
Everybody.
Every
human, dog.
And every
cat. Every person. Ruger is, and I have said this so many times, Ruger is the Elvis of dog. There is something so sexy dog about him. He's just this blue heeler, but even the way he carries himself.
He definitely has, struts and stuff.
He is and he's nice to everybody.
He doesn't get worked
very, whatever. Yeah, you can walk with me. He's just very cool. He's a cool, and the fawns. You probably never knew who the Fonz was.
No, I didn't. But
he's the Fonz.
So it's
That's
so funny.
who he is.
Yeah, Gage just wants to play with him, but he's afraid, apparently, I'm sure he should be afraid of dogs, since he's gotten beaten up by probably dogs. Because he's not afraid of me and Robert enough to be mistreated by
at some
a
point he had to have had a
person.
home at some point, because you think he's like half coyote and half Chihuahua.
He looks like it. I don't know.
He's half something little.
He's tiny. The pictures make him look big, but he is tiny.
He's like
what is Dot? What is your neighbor dog?
Dot is I don't know. She's a.
But yeah, so I think like Chihuahua. He's like twice the size of a Chihuahua, but long.
So like this tall.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah,
he's adorable, but he's tiny. But we can never really tell how old he is. He is male, but there's nothing in the back end, so we just don't know how old he is.
Like nothing, like not grown yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have like no packages back in the back, so we can't tell. But when a dog is so malnourished, development happens later and differently. So I think if we get a vet appointment, maybe she can somehow gauge his age. But we don't know. He may have been on his own for a long time. He could be a coyote pup that lost mom. I mean, I have no idea. But he's very sweet. He has good intentions, and he comes out. He sleeps between the house and there's a bunch of juniper bushes. He sleeps right there. So every time we come home, he'll come out of his bushes, say hello. Don't pet me, but I'll say hello. I'm not really afraid of you, but I am.
Kind of.
So, but yeah, he doesn't say anything nasty except to Gage. Him and Gage.
Everybody needs to say something nasty to Gage. Gage is the little blue heeler that is
full of himself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Even Lizzie. Stop it.
Yeah. Because Gage wants to play, but Gage doesn't know how to play.
And so Gage just keeps grabbing the neck.
Yeah. So he would start a dog fight, but Gage, of course, will back down because he's just like, oh, I can't do that. But it makes me feel bad because the little dog shouldn't be doing that. The stray. So we leave Gage away from him because it's just not nice. And Benelli doesn't want anything. Hasn't smelt him. Hasn't looked at him.
Benelli is their mix, old female
lady.
Found on the ditch bank. Don't know how old, and maybe part Rottweiler.
Yeah, she's a big old mutt.
Nasty thing.
She's such a hag. But she doesn't want anything. When we open the door, she will look at him and just turn around and walk away.
No.
But we already have a puppy that we took in, Gage, and so I think she realized that was a mistake. She didn't really want a puppy. She wanted to babysit and let it go home.
Sick of sharing my food.
Yeah, so just probably thinking, if that thing comes in. Dumb. Because we tried to get her out to go see, because Ruger, I mean, that was a great, hey, meet the other dog. Oh, love you, love you, love you. Haven't seen you, and you're my favorite person. And I don't know, it's super weird. And then we try to get Benella to come out, and she walks to the door, and the puppy's right there, just super excited, like, hi, who are you? And she looks at him, she looks over at Ruger, looks up at Robert, and then just turns around, like, no effing way. And then just goes lay down. So, I don't know. I don't think she has any thought, but don't let it in my house. So I still don't think she would do anything, because she's not.
She's not going to fight with anybody.
No, but she ain't going to take any of it. She's not going to play with the puppy. Gage is a lot. So, yeah, so we have a little someone who's picked us.
A little guy. And you have all of that room out there anyway.
Right.
And
so I told Robert that, because he was getting nervous, because for some reason he thinks I'm going to, like,
you are like your dad.
Right. I just don't want to, I don't need another animal. I don't need one more thing to take care of. But he's not hurting anything. I can feed him. I can water him. And you can stay here. As soon as someone tells me, hey, I'm looking for a puppy. Oh, hey, got one.
Yeah.
He
wouldn't go to everybody's home, though.
Probably not. I think, he is where he is. Once he gets more comfortable, he would. But, so I don't care if he sits out there.
Maybe he's not a puppy.
Maybe he's not a puppy. I have no idea what he is. I got nothing.
Makes you wonder about his testiculars, though.
Yeah, or where he came from. Robert says he has no idea where he came from. He just went outside to see what was happening. He was just wandering around, and Robert kind of called him over, and he kind of came over to see what was happening. And Robert put food out there, and he's been here ever since. But he doesn't leave. He's never, went missing. So I don't know. But he can pick us, and he can stay in the front.
A little home, and that he's off the streets.
Yeah. So he's getting food.
Poor little guy.
Yeah. So
he will work for food.
Yeah. He's cute. He stands guard.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. All right. Okay. The last little question here was about the cruise. Wanted more information, and we'll just mention, and I sent her some stuff, and somebody else emailed and said, now, what was the name of those guys? we need a good travel agent. So it's RGE Travels, which stands for Ray something Everson, and his partner is John Heinrich. They are from Port Lucie,
St. Lucie, something, Florida.
Somewhere, Florida. And they are our guys. And so if you just need a travel agent for something else, oh my gosh, I just cannot recommend them enough. They absolutely fantastic. I've said it before, I will never travel again without calling them first.
Right.
Hey, we're going to Seattle.
What you got?
Hook me
No.
up. I just will not ever do it without them again. But if you are interested in going on our cruise, go to our website, and it has, there's a little link, and it describes the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's a Cruise with Us is the tab. It talks about when you leave, where we start, and it talks about all the destinations, prices. It's for double occupancy, so keep that in mind. But you'll see all of that in there. At the very bottom, you can click and you can email Ray. You can fill out some forms and send it to them. What they do is they have you fill out kind of these forms. Then they will talk to you before you give a credit card number or anything. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure that you have everything you need.
And everything is good.
Yeah.
And I think I'm supposed to be emailing some people back because I'll try to get to that tonight. But because people have questions about what the project is. And so we are not taking sewing machines, and we are not contracting with somebody to provide the sewing machines for us, because out of all of those days of cruising,
11 nights.
There's only 2 days that we are at sea doing nothing else. And so there's so much to see and do that we felt that it would be easier to have a project pouch with all of your stuff in it, and we can either, if we're sitting on the deck for about an hour or have some time in the evening for a while, because that was what we did on the river cruise. And we spent most of the time together with our little pouches, but it was fully portable. So even in the airport afterwards or whatever. So that's what we're doing as a portable project. And we're going to try to mail out the kits and do a little video to say, this is what we want you to do to get started. Yeah. And then it's going to be all wool applique. So we're going to do some really fun, really super cool stitches, and everybody's will look different. But and we'll talk more about that, but we won't mail all of that out until March. And here's the other thing. Your kits are $100. And that's everything you need. It's your notions, your wool, your pattern, your project pouch, everything. It's $100. If you decide, heck no, I want to come along with you guys, but I don't want to do any handwork, just don't pay that $100.
Yeah.
Come sit with us anyway, visit with us anyway. You'll wish you would have. Maybe we'll have an extra one for you, but you don't have to do the stitching.
Right.
That's what we want to do because it's what we do, and it'll be really fun, but absolutely optional. Don't feel like
you have to.
Bring your knitting.
Yeah.
Your crocheting. Your whatever. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Because what we used to do, those 2 days that we're sailing, we'll know from this time to this time in this lounge, we're going to be doing it. And then we're just very impromptu. We usually have everyone's phone numbers, and we'll text, say, hey, we're going to go hang out in this lounge or on this deck.
On the Lido deck.
Yeah, for a little bit. Come join us. And that's kind of how we did it, and it was really fun and very casual and just...
we all wanted to be together.
Yeah.
All the time. It was fun.
And we kind of plan to send the kits to you guys early, so you guys can do any of the cutting out that you want early.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to fly with just checked bags. I've heard from a couple people that it just makes it so much easier. If you know where your luggage is, the customs make it easier. So if I don't have to fly with a pair of scissors, because I've already have all my wool cut out, that's ideal. So that's what we're attempting to do. I'm taking 2 children, so it might not be possible. But hey, they love their little suitcases. Let me tell you, just in a backpack.
They'll be good.
Yeah, they'll be running because I'm going to wear them out before we have to take that probably 9-hour flight across the ocean. But so so that's what our plan is. So that's why I told Mom, like, let's do it early. So if someone else wants to attempt the only checked bags thing,
I'm going to try it.
Me too.
I took so many things that I didn't even not wear.
And at the big cruise ships, they have laundry services. Right. So if something really bad happens to your favorite pair of jeans, they will wash them for you so you can wear them.
Yeah.
So
I think our cruise ship had it too.
They did too. They had their own, I think the second and the fourth floor had a little laundry, self-serve laundry.
Yeah.
So
I took way too many clothes.
Yeah, I did too. You don't need it for every day.
Mm-mm.
They'll wash them for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing too is that it's a full refund 90 days before.
Right.
So if you want to just save your spot, just to go ahead and get in there, it's good just to go ahead and get registered, save your spot. You just put down whatever it is, a couple $100.
Yep.
And then before we go, we'll know what's happening. But again, we just have to learn how to live with bacteria.
Yeah.
Get out there. Do your stuff.
It'll be fun.
All right. Okay, so this week, box opening you're doing, you and Tracy. Friday morning, though, we'll see who's going to be brave. They all know that they're in for it now. So we'll see how many of our new retreaters hopefully we'll get to meet Jennifer Ledbetter, our other Southern California girl.
Allie will totally do it.
And Allie. I just love Allie. Just warm thoughts thinking about her. This will be her third retreat with us. She's adorable. And lots of new people. I'm excited to meet Mary Perrin.
Right.
I started talking to her on the phone months ago. She called, and people will do this all the time. They'll call and ask some question, and we yak, and then something will happen. Usually I'll laugh.
Yeah.
Is this Cindy? Yeah. Yes, Cindy. Oh, I didn't think you would answer the phone. I thought maybe it was your voice, but I couldn't tell. It's like, oh yeah, there's like 6 people that work here.
Yeah.
We answer the phone. We work on Saturdays.
Yeah.
We're always here. So anyway, and then you get to be friends with someone, and then you see the order come through, and I'll put a little note. And so anyway, there's a lot of people from afar that I'm excited. Fun. Julie Crane. There's a bunch of people that I'm excited to meet that I've been chatting with a little bit. So you'll get to meet them Friday morning, and then we'll see how many videos we're gonna get 2 done today for sure, so that Sunday you'll have a little tour video. And that's what this is behind me. It's crooked. I mean, not crooked, but I mean it's
sideways.
On its side. But this one, we call this one Scallopini. It's really hardly anything, but it is a large print piece of fabric here, and then a border fabric. And then I just put a border and a border. And this whole thing was just to show how to add scallops in a super easy way. So that's really what this is. But even if you feel like the scallops, I'm not so sure I want to do that. It is just 3 fabrics. So again, if you don't want to do the scallops, you don't have to do that. It's just the main fabric right here, and then the border fabric, this fabric, and then that is a little, no, that's part of the border. That's part of the border.
One is probably
the third fabric is the binding in this one.
Yeah. And this little, there's a teeny tiny like 1-inch
border.
Oh
yeah, there is.
All that is to make the math right. Yeah. To be able to add borders or measure out your scallops or
And we have this actually as an old YouTube video, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
We don't know.
If not, you have a pattern. Yeah. That talks a lot about it.
And we talked about this same thing in the row sampler, I think, when we were talking about, I remember pulling it out for the row sampler. I don't remember which class. Hopefully some of you guys are making it through that row sampler series.
It could be, you could have talked about it in borders, and also putting it all together. Because not every row might come out exactly the same, versus if you have cutting issues, seam allowance issues, there's that weird coping strip, which is essentially this border. Get that row to size, and then create your quilt. So she could have talked about it in a couple ways.
Maybe. But we don't know. Fun. We talk about a lot.
We're trying to get questions for next week, guys. No.
What did you mean when you said? No, I think it's good when you guys want to know because we can just sit and yak, for an hour, but it's really good when it's also informative.
Right.
You can have your coffee.
Learn something.
Maybe learn something new.
Totally.
Laugh a little, have a good day. Yeah. So, all right. So I think that's what's happening. So we've got trunk show on Sunday. Maybe a couple other special things.
The Quick and Easy Rag Quilt is what went up Tuesday.
Quick and Easy Rag Quilt.
Yesterday. Yep,
that was good. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really
perfect
good one.
time, I think, for Christmas, especially for a college grad. It's something that someone going off to college, you can't ruin it. I mean,
the more you wash it, the better it looks.
Yeah, so if it is someone that's going to a dorm or whatever, gosh, they can wash it every single day because that nacho cheese just keeps on coming.
Nacho cheese.
I mean, I don't know what you eat at college, but so
nacho cheese.
I don't know. Yeah,
and top ramen.
Can't anything you can get in the microwave. So, but it's a really fun one, and it's super fast, and it will use stashed at home. It'll use those layer cakes you have sitting at home.
Yeah,
it's just really fun.
You can use up stuff.
Yeah. And the best part is those batting scraps that we have. We all have that pile of batting scraps because, it's just too big to throw away. I might use it.
It's not garbage.
This is
not garbage.
It's not. I have a whole bin with a lid. And when my lid doesn't fit, I have to do something. And that's the hard part. Oh, I have to do something I want to do. Maybe. I don't know. Or I cut it up. You'll see I have a little stack and I cut up my squares. Because then I can put them in somewhere else that I have a spread. I have a special spot for cut batting.
No, it's not garbage. Definitely. It is a pre-cut quilt.
There you go.
Yes.
See, I'm all about repurposing.
Yes. Yes. All right, you guys. I'll see you Friday morning. Brianna,
I'll see you later.
A little bit later tonight.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.
Right out. That's like your seam.
Yeah, let me see. It's that way all the way around. Inside and outside.
So what are they? Oh, if you turn them inside out, they really are inside out.
Yeah.
Those look comfortable.
They are.
I should wear yoga pants. I don't look good in yoga pants.
I don't think
What is
anybody
that
looks good in
that
yoga
they
pants.
say Two
It is
things
very
that do
comfortable.
not lie, children and yoga pants.
Totally. Especially those really cheap ones. You can see everything. It's like, honey, those are just
Everything.
Nope, don't wear that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's probably the last day I can wear sleeveless shirts. I had to turn my heater on this morning in the car.
Oh, yeah, I know what I put on, too. It's chilly.
Okay. Ready?